Alright, it's ready now.
Alright.
Well,
Hi! Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone, to It's Really Fucking Hot. Only because we're at the desert. See? Alright, so, last time, we met up with Douglas, you know, the nice local redneck that lives in that runs this fucking establishment. And, we were just talking, and suddenly stock sound effects happened. So I meant stock screaming took place, and now I have to go figure out where that's coming from. But because the general store is locked, I had to take a shortcut.
oh well.
But there's a monster down there. Now we have to go down there, so we're gonna have to use this. There we go. This should hold my weight.
Will it? Or will you fall?
Oh, forgot. There's bats in here. There. Just have to take care of business. Alright, before I do anything,
Yeah?
let me turn these lights on. Alright, we have lights. And now I can see in this hole. And grab these pills. Very important.
That's a game I need to play for everybody.
What?
What's it called? A Box Full of Joy.
What was it called?
It's called A Box Full of Joy. There's a lot of old indie horror games that I know about because of Markiplier.
Oh. Alright. Alright. So, something I forgot to mention.
Oh yeah, the bosses in this.
It's a weird upside down man thing. Ow.
Did I ever tell you about? Okay, so this is a little off topic, but I was going through some old videos because a lot of my older stuff is on this computer than on my newer one. And there's this one video series that I used to watch back on the old days of YouTube, back before they decided to censor everything because they were little snowflakes that can't handle jokes. And
Right.
there was a series called Ash's Adventure. Basically, it's a
Go
YouTube
on.
poop of the first 2 episodes of Pokemon, or the first few episodes.
Hmm.
And it's, as you can, from with the name of itself, you can kind of tell the sort of era of comedy it comes from. Sad.
Oh.
I mean, it's,
Basically, the good old days.
yeah, good old days of YouTube where you could just say whatever. Well, not everything, obviously, but you could say certain things without people being like, "Well, we got to cancel this guy."
During a time where you 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 said one thing about someone's someone's weight, and it's like, you offended me. You're a buzzword, 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 buzzwords.
Yeah, it seems to be the case. And the sad part about a lot of these phrases that people use, it's like they've used them so much that they lose their meaning. It's like, oh, okay, so I guess everybody just qualifies as this now.
Yeah.
That's why anytime anybody says, "Oh yeah, they're this or that," whatever buzzword that they say, I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, is that legit? Like, I need evidence of it now because I can't take it at face value anymore. Because I'm not gonna be
You,
just join the mob.
you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of these things.
Why?
Okay, but that was clear. One second. Ow. Okay, but that clearly wasn't where I was going with. Um, but no, what I really was gonna say is that it reminds me back in, like, before we had all that shit with like people just saying, "Oh, you're this and that, this and oh, you're this and that because you offended me on that shit." Um, Back then, the popular thing to call somebody was a sellout because, oh, you're because, like, the amount of times people would get called sellouts for like literally for literally just because people want to, achieve their dreams of, like, just just doing something like make a cartoon. Yes, I am of course talking about that whole shit with the odd ones out. Can you tell?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh the odd
Actually,
ones out is making a show on Netflix, and some people are some people are getting all like, oh, you're a fucking sellout because he quote unquote went corporate or some shit like that. God forbid you wanna, do something like make your own make a show, and suddenly there's like, oh, you're just not like you're not like one of us anymore. You stopped being like part of the little guy. Also, more Coca Cola. Did I? By the way,
yeah, you Coca-Cola, lots of that.
yeah. Uh, did I mention that this game is sponsored by Coca Cola? But yeah, continue what you were saying
Fucking
about
hell.
um that thing you were talking about.
No, that's pretty much it. It's just something I remember watching. The original video got removed because of copyright claims. That's another thing that killed YouTube poops was copyright claims.
Man, you YouTube poops were I loved I loved like the YouTube poop era of like the late decade, because like uh I guess I'm gonna reflect for a bit because it it really is sad. It really is some sad times, but oh man, I remember back in the olden days. One example, of course, was Michael Rosen.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, the Michael Rosen YouTube poops. Those were great, and I loved how, like, there was like a huge community just back just backing that shit. And you want to know something funny, Grant? And
Yeah.
what I found interesting is that Um, in YouTube poofs, like you don't see a lot of people trying to cancel YouTubers or YouTube poopers because they put like offensive words or like make like very risque jokes and shit. And hell, even during a time when YouTube was starting to crack down on that kind of shit, YouTube poofs for some still somehow managed to survive even though they were making those jokes. By the way, we're near the area where the noise is coming from.
Well, some of them did, but there were some that did get sacrificed.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Also, if I could take a moment real quick. So what I need to do is I have to go through here, but it's been I have to get rid of the stupid drawer or closet, so I got to go back. But yeah, you're definitely right. Like there were still the victims,
Most of
but
them were from censorship because they had a material that was too adult, and this is because that's when YouTubers were like, we're going to advertise towards kids.
I think the reason why YouTube poops could get away with it was because since by definition YouTube poops are just just like they're like they're parodies, and parodies fall under fair use, and they can't be removed because and back then like fair use was a big deal. Well, I mean it still is, but like back then like it was like a major big deal, and removing something because of a joke that hurts that like made someone's feelings go fucking go bleh. But going back to what I was saying about the Michael Rosen YouTube community, like it was great. But then I've noticed quite a lot that like not that like the ones responsible for making like the best Michael Rosen films, like they've all just they're no longer with us. Not saying that they're fucking like
Dead.
dead or anything, but no, like
They do their own thing now.
they've just moved on to like bigger and better things, I guess. Hey, I couldn't get in. Okay, then use one of my tools from the garage. Thanks. All right, so I have his permission to get one of his tools. So I'm gonna do that. you know, not to like, mm, not to make this entire episode just one big soap, just like us getting into like a soapbox or anything. And I know I'm probably preaching to the choir when I say this, but damn man, it just seems that it's that like co- co- it just really does feel like comedy is like it's being made into a crime. Apparently, being funny is illegal. Like when we were watching those when we were watching the Gen Z, like when we were watching those try not to laugh videos and all that shit,
Yeah.
and we saw those